Hey there and welcome to the Mindful Musician. If you're new here on this channel, I help you explore the independence and interdependency of musicianship. My name is Cosmin. I am a guitarist, singer, and a professional educator and martial artist from Bucharest, Romania. And today we'll talk about the 5 most important skills that can make you a better musician. Let's dive right in. If you ask me, there are 5 big things that should be turned into valuable skills that make a difference when it comes to learning about something and then using that something as easily as you would make a sandwich. In general, not only when it comes to playing an instrument or making music. Number 1, attitude or beliefs. Meaning what you believe to be true about what you have to do or a certain situation that involves you or others. Number 2, effort is how much time and energy you are willing to invest so that what you want to achieve becomes reality. You might also call it resilience when confronting possible frustration. Number 3, strategy is to observe what you're doing in relation to what you want to achieve, and depending on how much effort, time, and energy you invest, trying something else until your goal becomes reality. A strategy is a result of a chain of linked behaviors. Behavior means an action which you repeatedly do in order, for example, to achieve a level of skill at something. It can also be an action you repeatedly do in order to relax yourself, seeing a movie Saturday with your significant other. Number 4, focus is how long you're able to stay present in the process you go through while putting in the effort and following a certain strategy. Presence means how skilled you are in respect to moving your attention, using your senses actively and consciously on command when and where it is needed. As the old saying goes, where attention goes, energy flows. I strongly believe that all of the aforementioned can be learned, trained, practiced, developed, and supported, and with their help, you will be able to successfully learn, play, write, and perform pretty much anything you want. Now, let's break them down one by one. Attitude is about the most complex aspect of this process and of any process in general, because that's where your unconscious command to yourself starts. It is one of your deepest levels, and it's like a program or operating system of life, customized for each of us. Everything you think is possible or true, false or impossible, valuable or completely worthless springs from there. I bet you were in a situation where something seemed difficult and you said to yourself, I'll never be able to do this. And in others, man, this is so simple. I'll have it done in no time. There are many aspects to discuss here, but if you're curious to find out more, check out this video right here detailing the idea of attitude or limiting beliefs and belief systems, along with interesting questions that you can use and practice to explore yourself from this perspective. Here's something important that will make or break you. As long as you believe that something is possible, you're already on the right track, because you're allowing yourself to do what it takes to achieve that thing. If your attitude is appropriate for the goal, let's explore a little bit about what effort means. Think a little about how long it takes to learn how to walk. When you're around a year old, you start taking the first steps, awkward and insecure. Then, with the necessary uncertainty as a faithful companion, you start running and bam, you're already on the floor. It's nothing. Or maybe you cry a bit about it, but without too much fuss, you get up and start over and over again until you start to run. Then, after a while, you may find yourself jumping over obstacles or, also climbing. You may jump from heights. Or the whole thing here is that after some years have passed, you're already starting to control your body. You may say, Cosmin, what's the story? What do you really mean, man? Well, it's simple. To walk and then run and jump or climb, it took you years during which you practiced and studied daily for many, many, many hours. And before that, you prepared yourself by crawling and pulling on the things around you to train your muscles so that your body becomes able to support you when you crawl and afterwards walk or run. Now, why would the process of learning to play an instrument be any different? Or any other practice that involves multiple senses? yes, learning to play well and then very well and then becoming a super guitarist and musician takes time and involves a lot of effort. Of course, depending on what your goals are and if you really like it and really want it, the moments when you feel it's hard are much less than you would expect, and you will rather perceive them as challenges. They will not be absent, but they will only make up a small part of the picture of your life as becoming a musician. Indirectly related, if you are young, or not necessarily, I'm urging you to turn technology into your ally, not a treacherous enemy, which creates the illusion that everything, absolutely everything, is a click away. We live in a historical era in which our ability to concentrate decreases at an absolutely alarming rate, and is by far one of the most serious reasons that will constantly prevent you from staying on your path, that of becoming a musician. I'm saying this because I'm constantly dealing with a lot of people of different ages and backgrounds who believe that if something does not come easy, as in instantaneous, it's not for them, or it's too difficult and it's not worth spending time on because I've already tried to play it 3 times and I can't do it. The important things in life require effort, involvement, and put you into constant and conscious struggle with yourself, not necessarily with others, to be better than you were yesterday. So as Bruce Lee said, the only opponent is within. Strategy involves constantly observing where you are one day to the next, from one week to another, and so on, in respect to your goal. What is the pace of your progress between slow and fast, and what exactly can you do to improve it? According to Miyamoto Musashi, the greatest swordsman who ever lived, if you attack like the sea 2 times in a row and the situation remains the same, then you must attack like the mountain. That means that even if you put in effort and you have the right attitude, it means you need to change your strategy if what you do does not get you closer to what you want, regardless if you're trying to learn a song or write one. Shortly put, what will you do differently? When, with whom, for how long, how many times, and how do you measure this so that you know that what you have achieved is closer to what you set out to do compared to how it was before? I have often met people who persevered in doing the same thing even if the results they wanted were not even close to what they achieved. The first person I met among those who did, and sometimes still do, some persist in believing that they may not have put in enough effort, others are simply afraid of change. After all, who likes putting in a shitload of time into something only to find out that they need to start again, and again, and again, and again? Oh, come on, now I have to start over and do something else, but that's how I know how to do it, and that's how it's easy for me. Well, it is often very difficult to change a habit that is useless in a particular context. Definitely much harder than learning something effective and right from the start. Therefore, strategy often involves the idea of change, which most of the time comes bundled with resistance. Now, moving up the ladder, focus is a kind of a mental fuel, and presence is like a compass. Man, do I like metaphors. Now, focus means for how long you're able to keep your attention on one thing or more things at the same time. For instance, as you play your instrument longer or stay longer in the learning process, you need to focus more, and as you do this repeatedly over time, your focus power increases. Isn't that cool? More good news! When you play an instrument constantly, you cultivate a very powerful focus capacity. But what can you do when you're just starting out, especially when you come from the culture of 15-second TikTok videos and the endless scrolling that brings the much desired dose of instant dopamine through your mobile phone screen? Well, meditation could be a solution. It's just that it's not that handy for everyone, as it basically involves sitting still, focusing on your breath, and noticing your thoughts as they come and go while keeping your focus on the breath without allowing your mind to follow any of the thoughts that come and go. Splitting work time into very short sequences during the day and making them longer as the power of concentration increases. You can start with only 5-10 minutes of focused work. See how it feels, take a break, and follow with another session of 5 to 10 minutes. As you get better at maintaining your focus for longer periods of time, you can use the Pomodoro technique to enhance your results and bolster your focus power. Never heard of this? That's absolutely okay. Basically, it all revolves around splitting your work time into 25 minutes working periods followed by 5-minute breaks. Why is this effective? The Pomodoro technique helps you resist all of those self-interruptions and retrains your brain to focus. Each 25-minute chunk, called one Pomodoro, is dedicated to one task, and each break is a chance to reset and bring your attention back to what you should be working on. It increases focus immensely, this leading to an increase in work turnover and a boost in quality. That's right, more work, better quality, all with the same amount of hours in a day. Here's an example of how to approach this. 1. Decide on the task to be done. For instance, develop the chorus part of your new song. 2. Set the Pomodoro timer, typically for 25 minutes. You can also use this video. It has the timer set to cover a 2-hour time chunk like this. 4 sessions of 25 minutes of deep, uninterrupted work, followed by 5 minutes of break for each. Number 3. Work on the task. Number 4. End work when the timer rings and take the 5-minute break. Number 5. If you have finished fewer than 3 Pomodoros, get back to step 2 and repeat until you go through all 3 Pomodoros. Number 6. After 3 Pomodoros are done, take the 4th Pomodoro and then take a long break, typically 20 to 30 minutes. Once the long break is finished, you can return to step number 2. Number 7, of course, this depends entirely of how many Pomodoros can you fit into your work allotted time frame. Please let me know how this works for you in the comments below. Presence, as I stated earlier, is like a compass that helps you observe by orienting your focus and maintaining it on what you see outside or inside your mind. Is it something you remember? Is there something you pictured in your imagination? How do you feel? Outside? Through your body? Cold, hot, damp, dry, or inside your body? Stomach, hands, feet, head, back, muscles, organs, and so on. What you hear in your mind, the sounds that you remember, or some completely new and unheard sounds you imagined. By the way, this is where the most honest musical ideas come from. I like to call it Radio X. Instead of X, place your name. Or what you hear from outside. It may be a song, a backing track, your instrument, or all of them while you play along. Or maybe a fire brigade car. What do you tell yourself? Your inner dialogue is the sum of all your inner voices or parts. Yes, they exist within each of us and speak to us. It is important to learn to listen to them and learn what to do with what these voices tell you. Just keep in mind that it may not always be useful for the particular situation you are in. Playing an instrument is a form of active meditation in itself, and it uses sight, hearing, and tactile sense all at once. This means that you can focus as you please on each or any of your senses, and sometimes to consciously choose to give up on a certain one by moving your attention to the others when it is not useful to you. So, presence is your ability to move your attention and keep it where you want it consciously. How to start training this? I recommend an exercise which helped me quite a lot. Put on your favorite song. Listen to it each time by focusing on one specific instrument at a time. Vocals and guitars, keyboards, bass guitar, or drums. What did you notice that is new? On a scale of 1 to 10, when you did, how easy or difficult was it for you to maintain your attention on that specific instrument, and when did you catch yourself drifting away? What nuances were there in the way in which each instrument was played in that recording? Now take up your instrument and play along with the original recording while trying to remember all the details that you have noticed and express them as accurately as possible. Try to be in sync with the song as it becomes loud or soft, aggressive or mellow. Record your take over the original backing track. If you have a DAW and the possibility to record it like that, go ahead. If not, simply film yourself with your mobile phone. What do you notice? Do the same thing. Only that this time, instead of the original song, use the backing track for the song. There are tons of them on the internet, YouTube, and so on. Can you interpret the song as it was originally recorded? If so, it means you were present and focused, and you paid attention to the details and used your senses actively to listen, and then transform the information you heard into reality by using your body to play it and record it as close as possible to the original recording. A very important aspect is to keep in mind that in respect to the song you choose, you might, for instance, discover that your technique is not up to par to allow you to follow the steps above. If that is the case, please by all means choose a song which fits your level of technical ability. There is no shame in that fact. On the contrary, regardless of your technical prowess, if you learn to play it with conviction and with all the necessary details, your technique and musical abilities will grow, you will sound professional and feel empowered by your capacity to perform. This is how you can develop your own personal compass, which always shows you what you need to pay attention to get what you want as you want it. When you get to do this actively and control while you play, you've already moved to the next level. My gosh, dude, Cosmin, this is a huge load of stuff. I just want to play a little better. Yes, I bet you do. And the most interesting part is that some people become better players, writers, performers by developing these things unconsciously over years and years of fumbling aimlessly sometimes. So remember, it's not a linear process like anything you learn and develop, really, regardless of the activity field. I have a question for you. Wouldn't it be cooler to be able to learn, play, perform, or write better, faster, and more efficient and effective just because you know how to consciously develop all of these 5 skills? Let me know in the comments below what was the most valuable thing you've learned from this video. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell if you like what you've just watched. I'm looking forward with excitement to share much more knowledge and valuable skill development practices in guided activities, why and how to videos, interviews, and collaborations, so I'm inviting you to continue browsing my content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.